trying to shape things.
Yeah, and in the past, actually, we have had complaints from students that they are they are saying that they are not well represented by these leaders. Do you think this time students are more politically aware compared to previous elections?
Okay, I can't say that they are politically aware because most of the Africans do not tend to elect leaders purposefully for them to do the work, but sometimes they align themselves or they affiliate themselves to some aspects. Like in the institution, we may align, like the last election, people aligned themselves to a certain organization or a certain movement, and these others were to a certain movement. Then it means that you cannot elect a competent leader because you have just to affiliate yourself to a movement, and that is what is causing incompetency. Yeah.
Yeah, you have talked about incompetency. What do you think this time around is likely to define the outcome of the elections?
Okay, people may view it at different angle or different aspect. We have several that needs competent leaders, but I've just said that because of the affiliations to other movements, it may still get to the incompetency. But once you align yourself to the better leader, you get a competent leader.
Okay, now let us now narrow down to the role of Rulna in the upcoming elections. Yeah, I don't know how it has you have been doing in the past, but this time, will you, as Rulna, play direct role in endorsing candidates, or will you remain neutral?
We can't say that we'll remain neutral because it is like an organization, and as an organization we have to take shape, and taking shape means that we have to endorse those whom we feel that can take part in the politics. Then it means that we have to fully endorse our delegates and support them, give them the moral support, social support, and economic support.
Okay, now giving moral support, economic support, and any other support. Now, how do you ensure that community-backed candidates represent students' interests properly?
Okay, it is done by a panel, and people gauge how competent a leader is through their speeches and their strategies that they have laid to us. It means that if your strategy does not match what the students need, it means that we cannot engage you in the politics. That means that we only elect or select those people whom we feel that like their strategies matches the energy of what the student need.
And in the last elections, Rulna, there was I don't know if I can call it an organization. Rulna had a presidential candidate, and there are some particular people who are supported by Rulna, but voting, they voted against you. How are you going to ensure this time that you endorse the right people?
Most of the time I say that politics is a game of interest, and if it does not match your interest, then you vote where your interest is. Our main interest as an organization is to ensure that the people we support votes in our favor, but maybe an individual interest may not be the same. We may need a candidate for presidency, yes, but the interest of the delegate is not on the president. So I guess it is a game of interest. That is why it is called politics, because you do as per your interest. So you cannot gauge them. Somebody will just only vote according to his interest.
Yeah, they vote according to their interest. And does Rulna has any powers of maybe recalling or isolating such leaders who betray?
No, we don't isolate leaders because of betrayal. We consider them that maybe they didn't know whatever they did, and we just encourage them that next time you do what is right. That's it.
Okay, now on challenges and election integrity. Have you witnessed any signs of electoral malpractices in the past campus election as fourth year now since you joined?
Yeah, there have been malpractices, of course. Yeah, there have been malpractices, and I think they are not much, but they are a little bit like these simple malpractices that can be controlled easily, but there have been a little bit of them.
Okay, and do you think these elected leaders act independently or they are influenced by the administration?
Okay, I can't talk about the administration because I don't know the influence they give, but I guess the school has been giving a free platform to every person who is vying, and therefore I don't think if the administration involves themselves in the election. It is the students who elect the leaders they want, and those elected leaders elects the executive. So if you have delegates, then you win. If you don't have the delegates, then you lose.
If you have the delegates, you win. If you don't have, you lose.
Yeah.
How is Runa prepared so that you get enough delegates this time round?
Okay, I've said that we are encouraging as many aspirants as possible so that they can get to the field, vie, because we have ensured that we secure something for them, that is the economic support and even the moral support and maybe the background support. So we are just going to back up our delegates to ensure that they get to the levels that we want.
And many communities are now joining up to form maybe coalitions. As Rolna, do you have any plans or have you made any moves?
Right now our focus is to ensure that we have enough people aspiring for positions in various schools. We are not still interested in joining with other communities because no matter how much time will take with joining the other communities, if you don't have those people who are aspiring to vie in these other schools, it means that you will be doing a zero work. Therefore, our main focus as a community is to ensure that we have enough delegates before any other community merges us.
Okay, and what leadership qualities do you believe student leaders must develop while in organizations like Rolna and any other organization?
Okay, they should just be supportive to what the students need. They should be supportive. They should be transparent enough to ensure that these students do not feel like they are sidelined by a particular group, so that they may not be affected by particular things. So they must be transparent enough, corruption free, and supportive to the students.
And do you think that one has been achieved up to now?
We have what we call leadership qualities, and most of the people tend not to have all. Therefore, they may be half competent. So, but they are trying.
And being that the current ones are trying, what qualities should students look for in the next crop of leaders?
An aggressive leader who can fight for their rights. Yeah.
And then how can campus leaders use their positions to advocate for real change beyond university walls?
We have a lot of organizations that are involved with the leadership. Therefore, the delegates, the elected leaders can involve themselves in such, so that they ensure that the participation becomes a little bit higher. Yeah.
And if there is one piece of advice you'd give to voters this time round, what would it be?
They should not vote according to few individuals' interest, but they should vote in leaders who are competent enough and aggressive to address their challenges.
Thank you. And do you think community organizations are fairly represented in the university decision making, or are you facing any suppression?
I can say that maybe we are still facing suppression because since I stepped in the office, we don't have the law that supports us to address our grievances directly. But maybe if we elect a competent leader, we may advise that he encourages such, so that because it is the community chairs who knows the problems of these comrades, because we hold a lot of them. Therefore, I just encourage that if we get a better leader, I think they can support us through encouraging that law to address our grievances directly.
Okay, and have you ever faced any specific resistance from the university related to your activities that you do as a community organization?
I guess the only restriction they are giving us is that we cannot hold our meetings inside the school, and that has been a challenge to us, and we are trying to address it because these organizations are helping a lot of our students.
Yeah, in the matter of meetings, how are you coping up with it right now? Because I had where people used to meet, now they are restricted. They are not supposed to meet there. As Rolna, what alternatives do you have?
We've had alternatives, of course. Everybody has an alternative, a plan B. And if one fails, you get to the next one. So I guess we found the plan and we moved to the next place.
Okay, if given a chance, what reforms would you introduce to improve student leadership structure in the campus?
The leaders should be elected directly by the students, including the executive. Yeah.
So, meaning, but election by students previously was seen to cause chaos. What do you think about that? Is it right? Should we allow should we allow chaos in university and have elections, or what?
Just like the country politics has its own temperatures, and people tend not to get to this norm, and they feel like maybe these temperatures might surpass them. But in the real sense, that is a political temperature. You cannot be in politics when you are not at that temperature. It means that you are going to lose with a large number. Therefore, there are what we call the political norms. The temperatures must rise, and that is what happens.
Okay, as we finalize, do you have any final message to students who see community organizations as politically relevant?
Okay, to the students who see them as politically relevant, I can just assure them that without the support of their community, it is not easy to win any seat, because you must get the courage, the support from your background base, so that you can prosper in anything that you are doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as we finish now, any advice or anything you have for students as a Rulna chair? Any piece of advice you have for students regarding any matter as the Rulna chair?
I can just tell the students to work smart enough, because it is the education that gives us the institution. So they should focus on the they should get to know themselves, learn, and other things are just to fund so
Thank you so much for joining us, and to our viewers, this was Prime Politics. Until next weekend, bye.